what a D'Amico player is, and like they're like it's kind of what it means to be an Alabama player, and they're like, well, what is that? It's like if you compliment me, all I can think of is I could still do better, and if you say something bad about me, I'm just gonna use it as motivation.
Yep.
I was like, I like that.
25 lighters on the dresser, bad bitch Vanessa, yes or no key, just pressing, my lane is reckless, or strong, they can feel the presence, wheel and deal, they can feel the pressure, fashion over bay like the dresser, got some issues, I wouldn't press it, y'all crash dummy shit, don't impress.
Houston, Bayou City boys,
What up?
back. Well, Caleb's enjoying the Cali life right now. We're here to give you everything that you need to know about our Texans, Astros, and Rockets. And we'll start off with what? We're going to do Astros first?
Yeah, I'm watching Astros. Let's touch Astros. We're doing better.
Yeah.
We won 2 series since the last time, so I'll take it.
It's been like not the best. It's been kind of ugly here and there, but it's not too bad. Like the Hunter Brown game, he gave up like that homer, but you could see in his eyes like he was just mad at himself. Like, damn, I gave this shit. And I was like, all right, that gives me hope. It's kind of sad. We talked about it off the camera how like Framber has the lowest like scoring ERA.
But all of our starters did good. Like if you just go through the last time we went through rotation, they all did good. I think nobody gave up more than 2 runs.
Yeah.
And it's like you would in theory think we should be winning those games, but our offense is still struggling, man. Like Bregman, what the hell is going on, bro?
No, he had a good game like 7 games ago, bro.
I get it, but 1 out of 7 is not cutting it.
And we talked about this beginning of the season. You said it at best. They go, the biggest thing that we're going to have to do is score. We can't go 1-2 games. I don't think we've hit double digits I don't remember the last time we did, honestly. I can't remember.
But it just pisses me off because I know what we need to do is there. Like we have enough. Yeah. Because if you go to the Anaheim series or the LA Angels, we fucked Ohtani up for like 2 innings. Yeah. Like that's Astros baseball. We go on these runs like within the game. So I see it's there. It's there. You did it on Ohtani. It's there. We did it a couple times against the White Sox. It's like, what is going on?
And it's weird because you saw it in that stretch where we played the Braves and everybody. We did that. And then I don't know what happened. It just completely fell off. And I mean, all eyes are on Abreu still that he's struggling, but it's like it's not just him. It's him, Bregman. It's like I feel like the only confident ones that go up there right now, I would say, is probably Alvarez and Tucker for me.
And Pena.
Yeah, and Pena, yeah.
Pena batted like 290. He's batting 293 for the month of May. He dude's getting hits in almost every game. Like he needs to be moved up in front of Abreu, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. And
I'm absolutely 100% fucking loving this Tucker behind Jordan shit because we've been calling for it for 2 years and it's working.
Yes. Don't touch that, Dusty.
At all. That should be your 3-4 hitter for the rest of the year, no matter what. And for 2 reasons is Jordan's getting pitches to see. They're not throwing shit right down the middle, but they're risking some stuff against him. That's why he had like 2 base hits in every game against the White Sox.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Tucker, I think Tucker has something to prove because AJ Przinsky pissed me off the other day when they were calling the game on Saturday. I feel like he was like, he was fucking with Tucker because he was like, oh, the other announcer said Tucker's the best player in the league that nobody heard of. You know, like he's that good, but he don't get the recognition. And then Przinsky insinuated like, oh, it's because he's just stashed in this team of superstars. So, and I was like, nah, bro. Like, you don't know. Like, this motherfucker's like the best 2-way player we have. And we know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't say shit about Tucker.
Yeah, it's dumb. I sometimes watch the game without the announcers, so I didn't catch that. But you can't even say, oh, he's stacked on a thing full of superstars. It's like,
yeah, it's like he's hiding within that. He's like protected. It's like bullshit, man. Because when we came out into the World Series, the first game, this Joker hit 2 home runs.
It's like, okay, why do we get that, but the Padres don't get shit? You have Tatis, you have Machado, you have all these dudes over there.
Soto.
It's like, come on, like what the hell? Oh, but they're amazing. It's just like, come on, man. I was like, it's just the hate for him, and I mean that's fine. we know what Tucker can do. We know what King Tucker brings. We're still on the pay the man train for sure.
For sure, pay the man. Like I just can't see. I think that he has to do a little bit of help on it. Like be realistic on what you want. You know what I'm saying? And stay. Like I don't want you to go. I'm gonna be mad. Like I don't give a fuck about Springer or Correa. They could go. But yeah. I don't want you to go.
Nah, yeah. Oh man, it's bittersweet. I mean, the good thing is, you look at the pitching, and I mean we're down Urquidy, we're down Luis, we're down Lance, and the younger pitching has stepped it up to take their spot. JP France, you have Brendan Bielak, and then you have Hunter Brown. And so that kind of gives you that, okay, I can spend some money on Tucker now because my pitching is starting to develop the way I figured it was going to.
I don't know if this is going to be a hot take to a lot of people. I definitely don't think it'll be a hot take to you. But I think I've seen enough from JP France to tell you he'll never be sent back down.
I can see that.
He's here to stay. Like this dude is he is a Astros pitcher. He's exactly what the fuck we need.
Mm-hmm. And they say there's sometimes blessings and losses, and this is one of those situations. We lost Luis, we lost Urquidy, and Lance is still out. And hey, we need you to step up. He got his turn. He stepped up, and not just once. He did it twice already.
The dude's got uber personality too, because he did an interview and I was like, all right, he's honest as shit, bro. He's like, listen, I already know I have bad first innings. If I get out of the first inning, then we're good. Yeah. And I was like, I'm glad you noticed it too, because we were thinking the same thing. But hey,
as long as you're honest with yourself, I mean, that's what it is. And we've lived through that. I mean, remember we used to have Dallas Keuchel.
Yep.
Some of the worst first innings we've ever seen.
I think Bielak pitched good.
No, he did. He honestly did really good. I think JP France just kind of overshadowed him with the mustache and then everything else. But
now I'm going to ask you a question. This just might be my conspiracy theorist at play, but I noticed something about them pitching this weekend that was from their other ones before. What was different? Did you notice anything different? No Yainer Diaz. I have a feeling that either Dusty don't trust Yainer to call play. Like Dusty's thinking like, fuck, Bielak and JP are going to be a star on the rotation now, so they have to pitch with Maldi. So I think he don't have the confidence in Yainer. I thought Yainer Diaz played really good first base the other day.
He did, and he got his first home run. They gave him the silent treatment.
It was hilarious. My point being is like he played first base really good. Dubon could play first base. Hensley can play first base. So if Abreu is hurt and he needs to go sit the fuck down, do it right now.
Yeah.
Straight up.
They keep playing him though, so I'm guessing I don't know if, like you said, if he's on that Alex Bregman play with an injured knee thing, but something's wrong with him. I mean, I hope one day I just look at it and I'm like, all right, he hit a home run. It's done.
Yeah, well, see, my thing is there's plays that he's missed a couple plays on defense at first base, right?
Yeah.
But then he's made plays and it's like, all right, I didn't think you could do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just don't know what Abreu you're going to – I guess we're just not familiar enough with him is all it is.
Yeah, and I haven't seen too many of his – especially his defensive side of the ball. Like, I haven't seen that. I've seen his highlights and everything. But, I mean, a lot of Chicago – like analysts and everything are like, oh, he always like not this bad, but he always starts off slow and then warms up. But I'm hoping by the time it's August, September, October, this fool is just boom.
I'm hoping if he ain't got it done by a trade deadline, we go get somebody. Shit.
Yeah.
That's the goal, the mission at hand right now, to use these call-ups to get us to the trade deadline. Like get us to the trade deadline because we're probably still going to win this division. And we'll see what we could get at the deadline.
I guess in the division, is it still Seattle?
I think right now it's like a three-way fight. Like you can't count the Rangers out yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
You can't count Seattle out. You can't count Houston out. I think that we're just considering we're playing this bad and all the bad luck we've had, and we're still probably better than them. I just think we'll get out of it. We're too good. Champs, get the fuck out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll do that. And then I think it's a toss-up between, I think the Rangers will fall off. I really do.
I mean, they're dealing with a ton of injuries. I mean, they lost their amazing Jake Odorizzi, and then the DeGrom that we've all known, kind of. He's dealing with injuries. And so it's like, not just that, the offense is sporadic for him, worse than us.
And Seattle, you remember we were talking about the Texans the other day? You called us feisty.
Yeah.
Last year, the Mariners were feisty. Like, you can't fuck around with them because they'll beat you. I don't feel they're that way anymore. Like, they got expectation put on them, and they don't know how to live up to it. Yeah.
It feels like they're missing something over there, like, for sure. And I don't know if it's like you get those players that are in that locker room sometimes, and you just feel like, okay, even if you're not playing, you're changing the mindset of this one. Like Beltran, I mean, Uncle Brantley, you know, those type of guys that even if they're not playing, they're in the voice of those other players. And I just feel that's something they're missing because, I mean, yes, they came back that one game on us, but I don't really give that to them. I kind of give that to our
Jordan's just a fucking single machine. He just gets them by accident. I think you're 100% correct about the Mariners in that. And then, two, I also think they fucked themselves because they didn't leave good enough alone. Like, they had a good team last year. They weren't sure what they had, though, so they made a lot of changes. And you might have messed with the camaraderie and the momentum that team had going.
And we've seen that. I think it was the year when we played, Washington?
Yes.
Did a lot of different things, and it was kind of like, oh, and there was a lot of people who are like, oh, well, the dynamics changed a bit, you know, different players. And we forget as fans and other people, like, these guys live together. They hang out with each other all the time. They're with these guys more than their families most of the time. And when you start changing up that stuff, I mean, if it's for the better, I'm sure they'll deal with it. But like when you start taking out like multiple players, it's not, you know, MLB, the show where you can just. Hey.
It's not like Houston. We have our foundation and we change the shit around it. They changed everything because they didn't know what their foundation was. They Dylan Brooks themselves. They try to play with the big dogs and it didn't work.
Oh, man, that's terrible. Dylan Brooks. Ugh. Well, Seattle, good luck. All that. I'm not even mad if y'all suck because y'all are talking a lot of shit on our Facebook. And the comment that I will never forget is you can have that playoff win. We won the series against
you. Good trash talk, Seattle. That's why they took y'all's basketball team, dumbass.
Yeah. It's like, oh, man. I was like, y'all can have that. I said.
On the other hand, Altuve seems to suck. I don't know what's going on.
They're sending him to
Corpus Christi. To see slower pitching.
Is it? Man, it's. I don't want to say it's the World Baseball Classic because Tucker's kind of still playing really good. But I've noticed, I mean, there's a lot of injuries in the league. And then there's a lot of players that are just doing terrible. But I mean, I can't put it all on it because like a Brady didn't play and he's having one of the worst seasons of his career.
But he's kind of old.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this until somebody said it on the radio the other day. Like, this fool didn't hit a home run for like the last 3 months of the season.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, did the White Sox know something that we didn't? And we jumped the gun?
Well, thank you, Jeff Bagwell. GM Bagwell for another amazing thing that he did. I mean, it was fun when it happened, but it just felt kind of like, hey, you want to play with that? All right, bet.
I'm just hoping that by the time the playoffs come, he gets it together.
Yeah.
Because that's what Yuli did, and it fucking helped a ton.
That's all I need, bro. Start getting it at that time. That's where you make or break it for me. Like, I need you.
Not only that, I'm gonna care even less because when Altuve comes back and those guys, you're gonna get shoved down the lineup probably a spot or two.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he better. I mean, we question Dusty's thing all the time and everything. He got, at least that guy missed the catch, brought in some runs.
You're a little ahead of me. But see, that's how we love Yuli for that. Is Yuli would just sacrifice fly, get some runs in. You know what I'm saying? Keep the runner moving. It's all about making the right play.
And I think unless he just starts hitting homers, you're not going to win every fan over, sadly. And it's not fair to him because people love Yuli for his hair, his personality, what he brought to the team over the years, and always taking those pay cuts. But it's not the same thing. You can't.
I'll say this, though. So this ball he just hit, if he would have hit that to the Crawford boxes, it wouldn't have been out, but it would have been real close.
Yeah.
In Washington yesterday, he hit a ball to right center, and that shit was hella far. So it would have been out here, too. I think he's going to get a hold of one here pretty soon. I'll say within I'll call it. He gets a home run in this series.
In this against the Cubs?
Yeah, I'm going to call it. I'm going to be the one dumb fuck that sticks up for Abreu. He's going to get a home run in this series.
Somebody got to.
He ain't going nowhere. Not what we pay him.
Nah, he definitely on the team. That's why I said he got to get it. I mean, he did good. If I could see anybody getting it, like if him getting it during a series, it could be against the Cubs. I could see that.
The way that we felt about Dubon, like early in the season, like Pena should be getting that right now.
Yeah.
Like he legitimately has been the best player all year, I think.
And he went from MVP, World Series MVP to, all right, I need to jump up here. And he's been consistent. He's been consistently really good.
I'm just saying, think about the mental part of it. Like he went from leading the lineup to start the season, doing a shitty fucking job, going to second, not doing good enough, getting pushed back down the lineup. But the whole time he's still swinging, he's still hitting. His batting average is going up. And he ain't let that shit bother him none. I like that.
That mental, man, that's what you want in those leaders. And I mean, Altuve is getting older. Somebody's gonna have to lead this next group of people, and it kind of gives you hype that all right, we got Pena there. I mean,
we got the foundation. Tucker,
we got Pena, Tucker, Alvarez.
Yep,
those three right there are my.
And then we're not familiar with.
Forzier.
Like, who knows what we're going to get out of Drew Gilbert? Like, I think he's going to be a hell of a player.
Man, them boys in Double-A right now or in Triple-A just there's no room for everybody. They're like, all right, where do you go? All right,
Bearden.
Where do you go? Oh man, it's fun though. It's good, and it's funny because we always get ranked as one of the worst farm systems, but yet we watch and listen to what our guys do, and we're like, oh well, that's cool.
It's like how the San Antonio Spurs used to do. It's like they didn't bring a lot of new people in, but the ones they did were good. Yeah. They did their shit,
Their scouting and everything is top notch. And I mean, that's what you get with the Astros. Their scouting is top notch. Like, okay, well, we're not going to get the number one pick, but hey, we're going to get a quality person at number 25, and it's going to be better than the rest of them down there.
Man, is this fucked up to say? I don't want Brantley back. No. Because I like what McCormick and Myers are doing.
It's like, for me, I think at this point, if he does come back, bro, you're DHing.
Because let me ask you this. Would you sacrifice Jolks and what McCormick gives you with Myers in the outfield playing left field when Jordan doesn't for Brantley? Would you trade? Because basically I feel like it's going to be a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah, it's kind of, I've been thinking about it. I feel like Brantley is, man, honestly, I don't even know when he's coming back. It doesn't even look like it's soon with his injury. It looks like he needs to retire at some point.
I just feel like ask him to be a bench coach. Pay him his money, go be a coach, bring in a player. Because like if you knew for certain he wasn't coming back, then that's not lingering over you no more. I'm sick of hearing about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I have a feeling he's going to at least be on the team for this year as like a depth guy. He'll play, I guess, that Trey Mancini role for us.
I'm not trying to say a whole lot, but he got hurt last year and we won a World Series. And then 2 years ago, he got hurt and we did pretty good. And the 1 year he did play, we didn't do so bueno. So you're probably better off as a coach, my brother.
Yeah, motivational speaker, bro. That's that team's John Lucas.
Hey, good call.
Oh man. Well, Astros, our guys are coming back soon.
Yes.
All good though.
Good job,
Hopefully,
JP France.
yes. JP getting your flowers this week. Pena, you getting your flowers. But
Good job for Yonner on his first home run.
yes, congrats, man. That was a nice one.
That home run that Jordan hit in Chicago on Friday night, that was a fucking shot, son. That was a shot.
Mm-hmm. He's had 35 straight games where he's gotten on base to start the season. All he's doing is just shattering that record.
Do you think he breaks Lance Berkman's RBI record this year? It's 136, I think.
I think he can.
I think he can too.
The way he's freaking hitting right now.
He's hitting even better with Tucker behind him. Like, that's helping Jordan more than it's helping Tucker, but yeah. I already know Tucker well enough to know he knows when to get hot, and Tucker shows up for the big games. Like, he'll fuck around.
Yeah, no, Tucker. I mean, and it's harder on the pitcher too, because like, all right, if I don't pitch to him, then Tucker's behind him. But if I do pitch to him, and it's just like, oh man.
I mean, granted, there's gonna be a time or two when the other team brings in a left-hand pitcher and they do good against it, but it just is what it is. They're professional pitchers. Somebody's gonna do good against them. But more times than not, we're gonna win that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. He's gonna. I'm looking at what he's doing. I know his home runs. He has 9, so he's not far behind. The leader is at 13, and Pete Alonso. And then there's a bunch of 11s. And then runs batted in, he's second. Tied for second at 37 with Devers.
That's what I'm thinking he can. But yeah, think about it. There was so many games where RBI wasn't available to him.
I know.
Nobody was on base.
Nobody in front of it can do shit.
Because there was plenty of games we didn't win nothing where he still doubled or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you have one of the worst offenses in all of baseball and you're still number 2 in RBIs, you'll do just fine.
Well, time to figure.
Hey, you called it a long time ago. Just win the series. 2 out of 3. Keep winning series, and we'll do just fine.
That's all I want is win them series, especially playing everybody. All right, win these series. I didn't like losing the Seattle series, but hey, it's all good. As long as we stay ahead of them, it ain't gonna matter. So,
word.
All right. Now we move on. Houston Texans.
Rookie Texans mini camp, bro.
Is tying in. I know D'Amico threw out the first pitch for the Astros. You see the hype of the city already. I guess who's impressing you in the rookie minicamp so far?
Well, they really won't let us see shit, but from what I did see, I want to bring to people's attention that William Anderson Jr., that's a big motherfucker. That's a big ass dude. So we did good. That's a big dude. Like, he looks like a D'Amico Ryans player.
I saw the picture of him out on there that I think Mark Berman took, and dude's huge. He's freaking huge. I was like, who the hell is that? I was like, 51. Oh, okay. And
I'm still advocating the fact that you changed that god awful number.
Well, he said they gave it to him, and I mean,
which means he don't like it. He wants to get something in the 90s, bro. Do it.
Clowny numbers type shit.
Who sucked that we want? Okay, should he take Mario Williams number 90?
Yes.
Ooh, so he definitely can't have 99. But I feel like any other. See, I think Mario Williams should get to keep his 90 for now.
I don't. Yeah, for like it being 100%, I honestly don't mind Mario Williams. I think he got the shit end of the stick but if we're thinking about it honestly, all 3 of those guys kind of did subpar for what they were planned to do.
But didn't Clowney wear 90? I
think he did.
He tried to take Mario, so I don't want that bad juju. So leave number 90 alone. Okay, who else is in the 90s that could keep a number? Maybe 94, Antoine Smith. So do you think a number 91 through 98 would look cool on a jersey? I don't think so.
No, that kind of looks dumb.
I wish he could get like number 55.
55 would be dope.
Especially because Petrie is number 5.
Yeah. Yeah, 55 would be actually really good. Who's that? Cushion, right?
Nah, Cushion was 54.
That was Sharp. James Sharp.
Jamie Sharp. Yeah. Fuck him. Well, I was a fan of his, but I'm a Will Anderson fan now.
Yeah.
I think he's going to boss hog people, bro. I think he's going to have a good year.
He's happy to be here. He wanted to be here. He has people here already that he knows. And I mean, that people forget that plays a big part in like how a player is going to adapt and move around and everything. He has that structure behind him. His family always, I think his mom wakes up an hour before him and it's always like, hey, have a great day, this and that. Like his family support is around him. And then, like you said, he's a D'Amico player. Like this dude, D'Amico is like, I know what I'm doing with him already. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, I'm hyped. And you can see it in his eyes. Like, he's like, oh, y'all gave me my weapons, bet.
Somebody said something cool earlier about what that means. Like, what a D'Amico player is. And, like, they're like, it's kind of what it means to be an Alabama player. And they're like, well, what is that? It's like, if you compliment me, all I can think of is I could still do better. And if you say something bad about me, I'm just going to use it as motivation.
Yep.
I was like, I like that. I like that a lot.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it shows that it's that where you get those players that have skill, but they can elevate from that level of skill into that mental ability to push themselves further. And it's like you always see players that are like, oh, I'm skilled, I'm going to make it. And then they can never elevate to that next level. Whereas when you have both of them as a superstar, that's what elevates you to that next level. And I don't want to say he's a superstar, but I do want to say he looks like he's going to be dominant.
I think CJ could be a superstar. I really feel that way after everybody's saying about him. Like, he came in there and it's like, this is my team. So this is how shit's going to go.
And man, I saw a few videos of him throwing and stuff. And
he was throwing darts in the rain. And I was like, damn, I love that.
That man got a chip on his shoulder. He looks ready to go. He knows that the team wanted him. They gave him freaking weapons in the O-line. Like,
I didn't like Juice Scruggs said it's already too hot here, and people keep telling him, if you think this is hot, wait till fucking training camp. You're gonna die.
I was in the comments when it happened. I was like, man, August gonna kill this fool. I was like, this is nothing, dog. This is beautiful weather. I'll deal with this. It's windy a bit and everything.
Yeah. I was really happy if people didn't know that we also signed a cornerback this weekend.
I know.
Shaquille Griffin. And you know what I thought of when they signed him? I said, their Nick must have been listening to our Nick, because you're like the only person that I talk Texans football with that understands the importance of roster depth.
Yep.
That's exactly what that was to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And because would you rather spend a shit ton of money on the one player like Clowney, like we talked about, or would you just keep filling holes? I'm going to fill the holes.
Keep filling
because
holes.
I was thinking about it and I was like, I can optimistically put 22 players as starters on this team and want to watch Texans football. But we're really like a sprained ankle or a pulled hamstring or a concussion protocol away from fucking losing 5 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So just keep putting players on the team who can play if you need them to.
Yeah, and it's depth. I mean, we saw that last year when people would go, we had really good games, and then Stingley goes down. It's like, what the hell is gonna happen? Or this
now
guy
Shaquille can go play outside the cornerback. Just like if
you got what, Jimmy Ward, Jalen Petrie, Derek Stingley, Steven Nelson, Shaq Griffin, Desmond King, and
Tavares Thomas. You got that Sheffield guy. There's a couple other ones on there, like, but I like it. It's depth. You know what I'm saying? Especially considering because the Texans were not aggressive in free agency or the draft going after linebackers. I have a feeling they're going to play a lot of nickel defense with 2 linebackers and 5 secondary players. I really feel that way. So you need as many secondary players you can get.
Yeah.
I want to see him take that same approach and maybe do it with the offensive line. They bring one more in. Like,
Yeah.
It have to be a splashes bring just in case kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Probably a veteran.
I mean, we already get the shit end of the stick of having one of the worst O lines in the league for some reason. But it's fine. I just think that we've always said I think that's people that don't watch Texans.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They don't really pay attention. They read just that little part of it, and that's fine. I mean, there's a few people, like we've always said, we were feisty last year, and if you thought we were feisty last year with Lovie Smith not knowing what he was doing and Pep Hamilton definitely not knowing what he was doing, I'm ready for some other stuff this year.
I'm ready to see some fucking real football, man. I want to see what Williams is gonna do. I have high hopes for Christian Harris because I think he could for real be the leader of the defense. Like, he'll never be the big name, but we'll know. I want to see what Tutu, whatever the fuck we calling him. Tutu. Could you imagine that? Tutu, Harris, and Will Anderson, all Alabama players. Like, damn. Love it. Y'all all played together too.
Mm-hmm. It's like Philly got Georgia, we got Alabama. We good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, man, you look at the team and you're gonna have all eyes. Oh, CJ's off. I can watch Will. Oh, Will's off. I can watch CJ. And it's so fun because we, like you said, we haven't seen much. They've been hiding it, which I'm not mad about truly because I get it. They're not letting CJ talk, but this is just rookies. And so when all the vets come in and you see CJ working with Dalton Schultz and with Robert Woods and all these other guys added on top of it, oh, it's going to be, because that's when you start getting the vets like, oh, this guy can play. Oh, this guy's legit. Oh, this guy is that guy. And that's when you start getting those little leaks out on their Twitter and their Instagram and all that stuff. And I kind of like it.
Well, like D'Amico said, I just think D'Amico don't want any distractions to CJ right now.
Yeah.
Well, like what he said earlier was like the smartest shit I ever heard. He said, for CJ to come here and learn our new offense, it's like you having to go learn a new language and then using the language.
Yeah.
Like if I tell your ass to go learn Mandarin and then dump your ass in China, you better know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes the most sense. So it's like, let him just make it for a while.
And that's a lot of the rookies. They were saying it. They were like, we have to get used to. We were so used to school, football, school, and now there's no school for most of them. It's just football. So they're like, what do I do with my free time? What do I do, to do this? What do I got to set my own schedule up type of thing. And it's like, I mean, it's a part of them taking that next step into being an adult at NFL level. But it's also like you hear the way that these guys talk, and we talked about it when they got drafted. These are all guys that were captains of their teams. They were all JUCO level players, and they have that mindset. Like Nick and D'Amico were saying, they have leadership mindsets where they want to elevate themselves and push themselves.
So this is early reporting news of what I did here. I did a little bit looking into it. So a lot of people say that Xavier Hutchins has been out there balling, like giving people work. So then I started reading into this dude, and it's like, all right, let me learn about him. So this dude had the shittiest combine ever. And I think that's why his stock dropped. Because before that, this dude was a 3rd round projection, 4th round projection. Combine came, he shit the bed. And everybody in the Texans scouting was like, nah, this dude is good. He can go. Like he's a playmaker after the catch. So I'm thinking there's a possibility if this dude aggressively goes after a roster spot, he could have helped this team.
And you got a major chip on his shoulder
which makes me think, is Houston legitimately about to carry 7 or 8 receivers?
I mean, we always talk about it. Of course, you have Michi, you have Tank Dell,
Robert Woods, Noah Brown, Nico Collins, Hutchins. Who are we missing?
Trying to think of who else on that list is
Amari Rogers.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. I would rather find out what we have than spend more draft capital to go get a receiver. Because we still got Dalton Schultz. think we're gonna run the ball a lot anyway.
Yeah, it's weird the hate that the Texans are getting. Like it's kind of just, I don't know, to me it's just very weird. Like everybody still says that we are one of the second worst rosters in the NFL.
Okay.
Behind the Arizona Cardinals.
They definitely have a worse roster than us.
Yes, they're saying Tampa Bay has a better one than us. Colts have a better one than us, and the Rams have a better one than us.
I just, like, not to disrespect anybody, but I've said this to Caleb about 1,000,000 times. Just because a motherfucker's name don't make him good. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because they got the Mike Evans and shit over there, it's like, who's going to give him the ball? Baker? Who can do?
Exactly.
We're not. We have a just as good chance. We play them. Let's see what's up. We're going to beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, Cooper Kupp, are you fully healthy yet? Oh, okay. Matthew Stafford is the Little Caesars Matthew Stafford showing up because that guy was terrible.
I get it. Big media has to say shit like that because they need content. But if you're like a Texan supporter or something, it's okay to say we are fucking better than the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that way.
And that was how I felt too. We've talked about it where it's like we actually, the only ones that I put above us is Jacksonville at this point.
Yeah.
And I listened to like national media, which I try not to, but they're like, it didn't make any sense. They're like, oh, the Texans have CJ, so they're gonna struggle because it's a new quarterback and a new system. And I was like, oh, I can see your point. And then they got to the Colts and they're like, Anthony Richardson, they're praising him like he's Jalen Hurts, so I think he's gonna do really well. And I'm like, he's in the same situation. What are you talking about? And then they got to Will Levis and said, this dude's gonna shine in this. I was like, I turned the damn TV. I was like,
it pisses me off even more when we be like watching other people's YouTube shit. And it's like, I'll support your content because you're showing our team's love. And then they was like, this is going to be a hot take to everybody that Houston is better than Jacksonville and the Colts. It's like, you don't have to be apologetic for saying that we're better than them. Like, that's what the point of fucking doing the video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Fuck those teams. You have to prove yourself to me just as much as I have to prove myself to you. So let's go to work, son.
Everybody last year had Denver Broncos as a Super Bowl contender. It's like, let's pump the brakes on some of these teams. And
we play teams like the Ravens and those guys, yes, you show them respect. They've earned it. Those teams are legit contenders. Yeah. I'm not going to Indianapolis thinking that I'm about to get that. I'm going to get beat. You know what I'm saying? I think I have a fair chance of winning that every time.
Yeah. Like we talked about in our last video, Ravens, Bengals. There's the Steelers. I'll put them up there as a tougher team, a more established team. I mean, there's teams out there where I'm like, this is going to be a tough one. All right, let's see what we do. But if I'm playing like the Cardinals, bro, or if I'm playing the Titans, I'm playing like the Colts. I mean, even Jacksonville. As a Texans fan, I feel Jacksonville's like our like little stepbrother type thing. Like, it just. It's like, bro, I
bet you we go 1-1 with them.
I honestly think we will, honestly. And people are gonna be mad as hell about that, but oh well.
It'd probably be it'd be the second one because by then ETN will be hurt. Their O-line will be shit.
Oh man. Yeah, well, it looks good. There's a lot of positivity for sure for you're a Texans fan. I mean, the little clips that they do set out, you can see the work ethic is there. D'Amico's totally changed this whole team and everything, organization around.
I think our D-line is going to be way better than people realize.
I mean, yeah, they got your dude Christian Kirk's.
See, I know it's not just me because I was listening to the Killer Bees earlier and they were both like, I don't understand why he's not cut yet. And I was like, it's not just me. I'm not the only fucking hater.
I honestly don't know anybody that's just like, oh man, we need to keep him. Like, I'm going to ask that question on YouTube. Should we cut Christian Kirksey's? Because if I ask it on Facebook, people are like, no, we need all the depth we can get. But if I ask it on YouTube, it seems like most of the people that watch our videos on there are always
Here's the question. What linebacker do you cut? Kirksey? Wallow, Cashman, or Henson?
Damn.
I cut Kirksey. Fuck him.
Yeah, it's like I just feel like there's times where Kirksey just doesn't even give me anything out there. Like
he doesn't. What are you talking about? Times he never does.
I mean, there's been like a game or two out of like 18 or something.
This motherfucker got one sack, and everybody's texting me like, he got a sack. I was like, the bitch played here 3 years. And he did one thing. You want to remind me of it?
Yay. It's like, oh, man. I know D'Amico played two first-year head coaches in Shane Steichen and Jonathan
Sirianni.
Gannon.
Oh, Gannon, yeah.
So that would be fun. I mean, pretty much it's just now waiting until mini camp and everything else and start seeing how these guys do, what the veterans think. I mean, I'm sure the veterans have been watching and everything anyway, so.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, Texans fans, it's going to be fun. All right.
The question is what number do I want Will Anderson to wear besides 51?
That's going to be the question I ask on Facebook. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Now to the stressful, but yet silence before the storm. Houston Rockets. We are not on the clock yet, but we are for sure close to lottery odds, lottery picks.
You'll know tomorrow at this time.
Yes. Tomorrow, by the time this has been recorded. So I looked at the odds. We have 14% chance to get first, 13.4 to get second, 12.7 to get third, 12% for fourth, 27.8 for fifth, and 20% for sixth.
Nah, I prefer that first.
And for me, I feel if it's not 1 through 3, I'm trading.
I feel the same way. And I mean, I might even consider 1 and 2.
Yeah. Like I feel if it's not Scoot or Victor, I may like, what can I get?
It just depends on how they feel about Brandon Miller.
Yeah.
Because I think with Brandon Miller would make it a whole lot easier to create a trade that might have a KJ Martin in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the Sengun.
Yeah. And I mean, we all want Victor. Y'all start putting your candles up and whatever you got to do. I don't care what you do, man. Do something. Look, we missed out on Bryce. That's fine. We missed out on Cade Cunningham. We missed out on Paolo. Give us this, NBA. Give us this. I don't want him to go. As long as San Antonio don't get first either, I'm happy.
Ooh, see, I don't mind that.
I don't mind it, but I don't like San Antonio fans. They annoy me, and that's where I got to deal with it.
The only reason is because I'd hate to see Victor come to the league and go to a shit team and then not turn into like Charlotte or something.
Oh, damn, that's fucking terrible.
You know what I'm saying? At least if he goes to San Antonio, they'll develop him right.
Yeah. Yeah, he deserves it. So just come to us, bro. We got Ime Udoka.
So imagine we get the number 3 pick, right? Would you take the number 3 pick and some players and go try to trade for Ja Morant?
Yeah, I think he's going to be suspended for a year.
I don't think they're going to do the whole year.
I mean, he lost out on his max. He really don't give a shit right now. If any team can take on a player that is a head case, it's definitely us with John Lucas's magic. Hey, John Lucas, all I need you to do is go hang out with him, right? Just go.
Well, I just feel like trying to trade for him would be worth it because his stock is real low right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's terrible. You have people they're like, I won't let my kid wear his shoes right now.
I like it because that just means your shoes are going to go on sale.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I will say this. I'll take a trade for Ja Morant over James Harden coming back.
You show right. Ooh, man. See, I knew you were fucking with me earlier. I was like, see, it's too early to be hearing about this shit.
It's because Adam.
Oh, I know it wasn't you. It was all over the TV, and I was like, it is 6:45 in the morning. I'm on this treadmill at 24-hour fitness, and all this talk about is fucking James Harden. I'm like, what the fuck?
And it's funny because everybody was like, yeah, bring him. And then after that game 7, a lot of people were like, oh, this is the James that we know. And it's like, yeah, he's still there. It's still the same James. Like
game 6 was the same way.
Yeah. It's like, it just got worse. And it's just like, come on, like, let's pump the brakes. And if we're going to get anybody, I'd rather it be somebody else. I know the Harden, they're saying he doesn't want to play for Doc Rivers. So that kind of, they have an interesting thing because they have Daryl Morey there.
That's what I think they're going to fire Doc. They're going to re-up James. And because the thing about Philly is, like, if they lose James, who are they going to give that money to? Like, they're not going to go get a star from anywhere.
I mean, Philly, I know there's a Rockets thing, but I know Philly really messed up when they picked Tobias Harris over Jimmy. Butler.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, so that's y'all's fault. That's what y'all got to deal with. But yeah, I see him using us as leverage for his. I don't think he's getting a max.
Let's just be completely honest. They do shitty signings. They pick the bad players. They draft terribly.
Yeah.
The only reason you lucked out on Embiid and he failed a 3 is because he got hurt his last year in college. That's the only reason.
Yep.
So there's you just got a star on that team is Joel Embiid. So you better keep Harden because ain't nobody else trying to go over there.
Well, Dame put he might go over there. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to see him there.
I mean, they give us some stuff. They probably get him. It's gonna probably cost him like Tyrese Maxey or some shit. But
oof. See, that's tough. I would rather keep Maxey and keep putting players around Embiid with Maxey than trade for Dame. No disrespect to Dame, but
Dame's getting up there. I mean, it's just name now. I mean, he deserves the credit, but it's do I hinder the future for the now? And it's just like,
I just don't think James Harden can be the second best player on the championship team. Like, you had every chance to take the game over yesterday, and you didn't.
Yeah. I mean, what helped him is him and Joel Embiid suck. So, but yeah, I don't want him here. I'm kind of glad it all died down of people wanting him here. I haven't really seen too many people like, yeah, let's bring him now. That a lot of people are like,
it just depends on what Tillman wants, bro. If he wants to make money, he's gonna bring him back because that will make money.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. It's if he does like a 1-year deal with him, I'm gonna be kind of still upset because then it's like,
but if it's like, how much are you getting paid for 1 year to come here, Harden? You could get a 1 year from anybody.
Yeah. They did luckily say that he's thinking about maybe going to Phoenix. So I
think that's a smokescreen too. It's like, how the fuck can y'all afford him?
They're gonna get rid of DeAndre Ayton.
You know what I think is gonna happen is they're gonna fire Doc, give James Harden an extension, and hire D'Antoni.
There's so many coaches being fired. I'm so happy the Rockets went and got Ime Udoka when they freaking did.
I don't think Monty should have been fired though.
That was messed up. That was messed up. Monty Williams definitely deserves a job, and I hope Milwaukee picks him up.
Ooh, I don't know.
They're interviewing him right in like a day or two, and I hope.
See, I think Monty's the dude that makes teams better. Yeah, but he don't get them over the hump.
I could see that, but I mean, I hope he ends up in somewhere at least. I don't want him to end up in like. I'm trying to think of a bad team like.
Well, this who needs he might be a good spot for Toronto.
Oh yeah, but I don't want him to be with Siakam.
True that.
And I keep looking at the free agents, and there's none that I'm just like, oh man, I really want this guy on the Rockets this year. And
no, it's gonna have to come through trade.
Yeah. Fuck it, we'll just trade for Tyrese Halliburton, like you said.
The easiest solution to all this shit is just cross your fingers, cross your toes, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and you get the first pick because that'll make everything a lot easier.
Yep. You're gonna get people wanting to come over here, play with Victor and Jalen and them,
and Jalen and Jabari seem to be like friends or something now, I think. Because I've seen them on YouTube videos together, and I was like, weren't y'all the two fuckers that was finna fight on the bench?
Yeah. As long as it's not no like Draymond Green, Jordan Poole shit, I'm fine. Hey.
No.
That's it. But I mean, it does honestly. Like it does look like those two are building their camaraderie up, and like actually, like you said, they're hanging out with each other, and that's what you want. You want building blocks to.
I think no matter what, there's a trade coming for us, bro. I really feel that way.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Like, I don't see Jay Sean going into the season. I would not be surprised if Josh Christopher gets traded. If Josh Christopher stays, then I wouldn't be surprised if KPJ gets traded.
What was that screenshot I sent you? That trade.
That Pascal Siakam, that shit was so stupid. It was Jabari Smith, Jayshawn Tate, Jabari Smith, Jayshawn Tate.
On our end.
I got it right here. Jabari Smith, Kevin Porter, Jayshawn Tate, a 2023 first round pick for Pascal Siakam. Get the fuck on.
And the beautiful thing was I didn't really see a lot of like Rockets fans like, hell yeah, let's do it. They were like, hell nah, I don't want this shit. Yeah.
But it wants that bum.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Nah, they're gonna figure out what we got tomorrow. If we don't get a top 3 pick, I could see us trading out at the spot.
Yeah. I think for sure if it's not top 3, it's expect a trade with some players or something there. That phone's gonna be rocking for sure. Honestly, like I said, I agree. First 2 though, if it's not Victor or Scoot, I don't want it. And that's just.
I just feel like even if they do say keep a number 4 spot and you get one of the Thompson twins or something, they just have to still make a trade and get rid of some of these people. They're all too similar.
Yeah, I mean, you're just filling stuff. The only ones that really show like elevation of what you have on your roster is Victor and Scoot.
What makes me fucking nervous, bro, is Jaylen Brown looks good, and I hate to see them get fucked up in the finals and him want to leave, and Houston do too much to get him. Too much to get him.
What would you give up for him?
Oh, see, you made my stomach hurt just thinking about it. See, I would want to give up more players than picks.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
much. I mean,
yeah. I just don't want to get rid of Jalen Green because I think that they're the same player.
Yeah.
I don't want him. I couldn't think of nothing.
I honestly don't see where you can get a trade without getting rid of Green.
Me either.
At this point, I would rather keep Green on he's younger, he's more hungry, he's a nucleus, and has a coach finally that can teach him some stuff. I mean, people have already said like this dude is legit. Like we've seen spurts of him without coaching, like legit. Yes. So it's just like, no, I need to see him. And the yin and yang of him and Jabari I like already. So it's I don't know if
I just think he could always be like a part of a core. Like he probably won't ever be Kobe, but he could be like a better version of like Clay with like Levine skill kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I see him like in that role. That's perfect with Jabari and Victor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I'm nervous now.
I'm not.
I'm nervous. Like good. Like I feel like I was looking at videos of us getting like the number 1 pick with like big guys like Ralph Sampson, Yao, and all them, and it's just like today's the day. I'm waking up. I'm gonna have a good workout. I'm gonna drink some coffee and everything.
It's gonna happen, bro.
We're getting
in 23 hours. You'll know we have the number 1 pick.
23 hours. I know Victor. What's your mama's name? Will be a Houston.
Maybe if we get. Why is Brantley back?
I think he's just been chilling on the bench this whole time.
He's over there fucking messing with Tucker.
Maybe because they're at home.
Oh, true that.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I could think of. But I mean, honestly, Rockets fans, we'll know a lot more. A few hours, 20-something hours from now.
Just call me in 23 hours, and I'll let you know.
Yeah. So this is
the countdown.
Ready. I know y'all want Victor. Every team's fighting for Victor tomorrow. I don't know what they need to do, who they need to send tomorrow. But
this is one of the times I wouldn't necessarily hate getting number 2. I don't mind Scoot. I really don't.
No, if I don't get, that's what I said. If I don't get Victor and I see Rockets at 2, I'll be like, dang, all right, well, all right, Scoot it is. Like, Scoot's a dog. But after that, it to me, it feels like the Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green again. After that, I kind of like,
I think Scoot is an Ime player. Like, he's like Marcus Smart on nitrous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude's big, bro. For him being under 20 years old, that dude's freaking stocked. I looked at him, I was like, this dude's a football player, bro.
Yeah, but imagine when you have to match up with like the Anthony Edwards and shit. It's like, all right, go guard him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you ain't moving, dog. It's like, that's what you need. I mean, you look at the way like big players dominate. I mean, it's not bad to have one on your team at all. As I said, so 1 or 2. I'm going with that 1 or 2. I want 1 or 2 of them.
Please, Jesus, help us out. Please.
1 or 2 of them.
Please.
Well, you got anything else, bro, to throw out there? I think everything else has been pretty much quiet. I mean, all the other football stuff, I haven't been keeping up with it.
We'll just keep watching baseball, and then we'll stand guard for James Harden.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a looming thing until it happens. All right, Houston. Well, make sure you have a good week. Anything major happens, we'll be here. If we do get the first pick, we are more than likely doing a video for y'all on Victor. Even if it's Scoot, we'll do a video. Even if it's not, we'll do a video probably more than likely anyway for y'all. But, man, if you made it to this point, subscribe to the network. Bayou City Boys got you covered all the time on all Houston stuff. You can find us here on YouTube. You can find us on our TikTok. You can find us on our Facebook. All of the stuff at the SLG Network, where majority of it's all Houston content. So we got you covered.
Word.
That being said, though, we out, Houston. H-Town till we drown. Later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.